Hi everyone, this is the Ask Annie podcast, Horse Girl reviews on products you use. This episode is brought to you by Absorbine. You can always rely on Shoshin Original Hair Polish and Detangler to help make grooming a cinch. Use the world's #1 detangler and grooming aid to condition and bring out a healthy shine in your horse. Brought to you by Absorbine, Shoshin is also proven to eliminate tangles and reduce breakage by 40%. The summer season is starting to wind down here in Colorado, and after a whirlwind of equine activities over the past 4 months, I'm starting to realize just how dirty and dry everything is. My saddle pads have a dark brown hue, and my boots and half chaps are crying for some moisture. That's where the Leather Therapy line from Absorbine comes in. We tested 8 products from this line: Leather Therapy Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash, Leather Therapy Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse, Leather Therapy Wash, Leather Therapy Leather Finish, Leather Therapy Water Repellent, Leather Therapy Restorer and Conditioner, Leather Laundry Solution, Leather Laundry Rinse and Dressing. While this might sound like a lot of products, the beauty is that all of these work together in order to get your gear back to performing its best. I grabbed some especially dirty pieces of tack and set out to test these products. The first 2 products I used were the Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash and the Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse. I hate to admit it, but I'm not great about washing my saddle pads, so the 2 that I chose to test these products on were especially dirty. According to the Absorbine website, the Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash has a formula specially made for waterproof, high-tech, and natural wool fabrics used in blankets, saddle pads, and protective boots and wraps. I placed both of my saddle pads in the washing machine, administered the Saddle Pad Blanket Wash, and started the cycle. As I said earlier, some of these products are meant to be used together, and according to the Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse bottle, it should be used in the last rinse cycle of the load containing the pads and the Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash. I listened carefully and paused my machine at the start of the rinse cycle and poured in the Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse. I kind of thought of these 2 products working like shampoo and conditioner, as the Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash is more translucent and sudsy, while the Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse is more dense and creamier in consistency. Once the wash cycle completed, a delicious light clean lavender scent filled our laundry room. I pulled my saddle pads out of the washer and placed them both in the dryer. Both of the saddle pads felt soft and didn't have any soapy residue or stiffness to them. Once the saddle pads were completely dry, I pulled them out of the dryer to examine them, and while some of the older stains remained, the superficial dirt and caked on sweat were gone. Just because I was curious, I repeated this process, administering the Saddle Pad and Blanket Wash and the Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse as I had the first time. At the completion of the second application, I noticed a definite difference in the cleanliness of the pads from when we had started. The next set of products I tried were the Leather Therapy Wash, the Leather Therapy Leather Finish, and the Leather Therapy Water Repellent. I took one of my very dirty half chaps and decided it would be a perfect candidate for the Leather Therapy Wash. This wash comes in a very convenient 8-ounce spray bottle, which is so handy for storage purposes. According to the bottle, there are 2 types of application processes. 1, you can spray the wash directly on the leather, or 2, you can spray the wash on a sponge and massage it into the leather. I tried both methods, but preferred using the sponge because then I could get the wash into all the dirty nooks and crannies of my half chaps. Upon applying the Leather Therapy Wash to my half chaps, I could immediately tell a difference. A simple wipe of the sponge produced a shiny, clean leather and lifted the dirt right off. I really liked that the spray was very light and didn't leave a residue, even in the stitching of my half chaps. I was so impressed with the ease of the Leather Therapy Wash that I decided to use it on one of my boots to prep it for the Leather Therapy Water Repellent. After thoroughly cleaning my boot, I took it outside and began to apply the Leather Therapy Water Repellent. This also came in a convenient 8-ounce bottle with a spray nozzle to ease the application process. I didn't really know what to expect, but proceeded to spray my boot with the Leather Therapy Water Repellent, thoroughly coating it. The spray was very similar to the consistency of the Leather Therapy Wash, and initially made my boots look like they had sprayed with a watery milk. I let them dry for an hour and then applied a second coat an hour later, which was recommended on the Leather Therapy Water Repellent bottle. After an hour of letting the second coat dry, there wasn't any way to tell that I had sprayed this boot. It looked exactly as it had prior to the application. I was so impressed. I then tested how well the Leather Therapy Water Repellent worked by dripping water on my boot. The water droplets clearly did not soak into the leather and instead sat on the surface and rolled down the side, leaving my boot dry. After testing the effectiveness of the Leather Therapy water repellent, I turned back to my half chap, freshly cleaned from the Leather Therapy wash application. These half chaps have been through a lot and have the wear to prove it. They were a perfect candidate to test the Leather Therapy leather finish, which according to the 8-ounce bottle, helps not only to add a protective barrier to new leather, but also helps restore worn leather. I applied the Leather Therapy leather finish to a new sponge and gently applied it to my half chaps. This liquid also appears slightly white and liquidy, but instantly soaked into the scratches of my half chaps, resulting in a healthy glow. This was very easy to apply, and I didn't worry about applying too much because it just continued to make the leather look healthier and healthier. I loved that they rejuvenated my old half chaps and helped them feel soft and new again. The next product I tested was a Leather Therapy Restorer and Conditioner. I took my other boot, also freshly cleaned with Leather Therapy wash, and prepared to use this product, which according to the Absorbine website, not only helps maintain and condition the leather, but if used over time, will also help prevent mold and mildew. I squeezed a small amount of the Leather Therapy Restorer and Conditioner, which resembles the consistency of honey, into a sponge and proceeded to apply it to my boot. The Leather Therapy Restorer and Conditioner immediately soaked into the leather of my boot and produced a supple, well-moisturized leather exterior. I loved how this product made my boot feel immediately better condition, and it felt softer than it had prior to the application. The last two products I tried were two of the most innovative and interesting to me. According to the Absorbine website, the Leather Laundry Solution boasts a unique formula that allows you to wash leather, fabric, and sheepskin in your washing machine. I was skeptical when I first saw this, and because I was a little nervous, decided to test it on one of my older half chaps, just in case something didn't go right. I placed my half chap in the washing machine, said a little prayer, and poured the appropriate amount of leather laundry solution in. I then started the washing machine and waited, hoping for the best. One of the great things about this product is that it's meant to be used in high efficiency washers, which I have, and it comes in the most adorable mini detergent bottle. Much like the Leather Therapy Saddle Pad Blanket Wash and the Leather Therapy Saddle Pad and Blanket Rinse, the leather laundry solution pairs perfectly with a leather laundry rinse and dressing. I administered the leather laundry rinse and dressing upon the final cycle and anxiously watched the washing machine complete its cycle. Upon the completion buzzer, I quickly opened the washer and pulled out my half chap, and I was in awe. My half chap, while still a bit damp from the washer, was intact and as clean as ever. I let it air dry for about 12 hours, just to ensure it was totally dry, and then re-examined the half chap. The dirt and wear that had previously been on the half chap was gone, leaving a moisturized, clean piece of equipment behind. I was in awe, and next time I'll have the courage to try it on one of my newer pieces of tack. Overall, these products proved to be a must for any equestrian. The ease of application, ability to apply to multiple situations, and innovative formulas really impressed me, and I know I'll be sure to use them to help preserve my equipment in the future. For more information on any of these products, please visit absorbine.com. That's ABSORBINE.com for more information. Thanks for tuning in. Learn more about the Ask Annie podcast by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Ask Annie Podcast. Have a suggestion for a product you'd like me to use in an upcoming episode? Email me at askanniepodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment on any of our social media pages. Find even more Ask Annie episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and many more. The Ask Annie podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Active Interest Media and the Equine Network.